Have you ever wondered what it feels like to hear the last cry of a dying species? Today, we will look at 10 heartbreaking facts about extinct animals. Stories of the last recordings, of how humans played a role, and how some creatures are now lost forever. Stay with me until the end, because some of these facts will shock you. Fact 1. The last passenger pigeon. Once, passenger pigeons were the most common bird in North America. Billions filled the skies, darkening the sun as they flew. But in the 1800s, humans hunted them for food and destroyed their forests. The last passenger pigeon was named Martha. She died alone in a zoo in 1914. The sound of the flock that once shook the earth was silenced forever. Fact 2. The lonely call of the Kauaʻi. The Kauaʻi was a small Hawaiian bird with a sweet song. It lived in the rainforests of Hawaii. By the 1980s, it was nearly gone. In 1987, a scientist recorded the last known male singing a duet call. He sang, waiting for a female who would never answer. That lonely recording is one of the saddest pieces of audio in history. Fact 3. The tragic fate of the Tasmanian tiger. The thylacine, also called the Tasmanian tiger, was a strange dog-like marsupial. It once lived in Australia and Tasmania. Farmers hunted it, thinking it was a danger to sheep. Zoos kept a few, but they were not cared for. The last known thylacine died in 1936 in a cage, cold and alone. Footage of it pacing in its pen still breaks hearts today. Fact 4. The giant moa of New Zealand. Imagine a bird taller than a man, unable to fly, walking across the land. That was the moa, a giant bird of New Zealand. For centuries, it was hunted by the Maori people. Later, when Europeans arrived, the destruction of its forest made things worse. By the 1400s, every moa was gone. All we have left are bones, and stories of a bird too big to survive. Fact 5. The sad end of the great auk. The great auk was a seabird, like a penguin, but living in the North Atlantic. It could not fly, but it swam fast in the cold seas. Hunters killed them for meat, eggs, and feathers. The very last pair of great auks was killed in 1844, on a small island near Iceland. Their single egg was crushed under a boot. A species ended in just one moment. Fact 6. The cry of the Baiji dolphin. The Baiji, or Yangtze River dolphin, lived in China's longest river. It was a gentle, blind creature, using sound to find its way. But pollution, boat traffic, and fishing nets destroyed its home. In 2006, scientists searched for it. They listened for its calls in the river. But there was only silence. It was declared functionally extinct. The Baiji is the first dolphin driven to extinction by humans. Fact 7. The western black rhino. Rhinos are strong, but they cannot fight guns. The western black rhino once lived in Africa. Hunters killed them for their horns, sold as medicine or as luxury items. By the year 2000, there were only a few left. In 2011, the western black rhino was declared extinct. Today, every empty savanna where it once walked is a reminder of human greed. Fact 8. The laughing owl of New Zealand. The laughing owl was known for its strange, eerie call that sounded like laughter. It was once common across New Zealand. But when people brought cats and rats to the islands, the owl's eggs were eaten. By the early 1900s, they were almost gone. The last confirmed sighting was in 1914. The forest where it laughed now remains silent. Fact 9. The ʻŌʻō bird of Maui. The ʻŌʻō was a tiny brown bird from Maui, Hawaii. It was only discovered in 1973, but by then it was already in danger. Diseases carried by mosquitoes, habitat loss, and predators like rats and cats pushed it to the edge. Scientists tried to save the last 3 birds, but failed. By 2004, the ʻŌʻō was gone. It lived for millions of years, but humans erased it in just a few decades. Fact 10. The Christmas Island pipistrelle bat. On Christmas Island, a tiny bat once filled the skies at night. But invasive species and human activity made them decline. By 2009, scientists realized there was just one left. They set up microphones to listen to its calls. On the night of August 27, 2009, they heard its last cry. Then, silence. A whole species ended in a single moment. Each of these stories is more than just about animals. They are about how fragile life is, and how our actions can destroy it. The last calls, the last cries, the last moments of these creatures remind us of our responsibility. Because right now, many more species are on the edge. If we do nothing, they too will be only memories, recordings, and sad stories told in videos like this one. Let us remember these lost animals, not just with sadness, but with hope. Hope that we can protect the ones still here. Because once they are gone forever.